Okay, guys, here we go. Someone sent me the Diesel Patches video of this, which I guess maybe I'll watch after, but I'd rather watch the core video first. It's called Dove Soap Saves Gaming, which on face value, if Dove Soap could figure out a way to make gamers use their product, I think that a lot of gamers would actually be in relationships. Think about it. Because here's the biggest issue with gamers is that they stink and they stay home all day and then they play a video game and then they love it and they burn out on it and they don't know what else to play and then they're just sitting there depressed because nothing else makes them happy. And they end up re-downloading Heroes of the Storm because they don't know what game to play, waiting for Diablo 4 to come out. So maybe Dove Soap really did save gaming, and that would be such an incredible thing. That would be such an incredible situation.
Everything is sexist.
Everything is racist. Everything
Yes.
is homophobic.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, that's not true.
In a world with ever-increasing problems.
Yes.
Ma'am, he's running me over!
No, I'm not.
Ma'am, hurry, please, hurry! Mike!
Wow, that was something.
A country whose political factions can be best summed up as Fallout New Vegas-esque. Dove Body Soap
What that means.
focuses on the real issues that
Yes.
plague modern society.
Let's hear it.
Or as we in the business call it,
Dove takes a stand against overly sexualized women in video games with Epic Games' Unreal Engines.
Like, here's my thing. I personally, unbiased, love sexualized women in video games. Okay, hear me out. I like boobies. Listen, I think that there's a place for stuff that appeals to men and women in games. I think it's cool to have, like, some non-sexualized characters, too. That's cool. Do your thing. Make whatever you want. You know? But there ain't nothing wrong with some cleave. You know, some cleavage. Booties. I like them. Makes me want to buy stuff. I don't know what to tell you. It's capitalism 101. Okay.
Education team and women in games, eliminating stereotypes, and to build young players' self-esteem and body confidence.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
whatever. If that's what you want to do, go for it.
Wait. It's 2016 all over again. Did Dove Soap forget that even Anita Sarkeesian can no longer profit off of this grift? Because the money just isn't there, nor is the clout. You gotta love political talking points like these on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It sounds like, so far, it just sounds like Dove is just trying to make a nice games, I guess, for girls that might want to play him or something. I mean, I don't know.
The same people that will say, stop sexualizing women in video games. Women that are fake, by the way, are the same people that will
All women are fake, am I right, guys?
look you dead in the face and say, sex work is real work.
I guess. I think it's more about a choice of women being able to, like, sexualize themselves, I suppose. Like, their argument is that, like, hey, the only female representation we get in games is when they're being overly sexualized and they just exist to be a reward or strengthen the male character, and we'd like to see different. That fundamentally, I think, is cool. As long as they're like, we would like to see some difference. We don't need it to all be different. But, like, most female characters in games, you know, historically, have just been a bunch of goobers. That's changed. We got Lara Croft. We have female troll from World of Warcraft. I don't play a lot of video games, so I don't know. I play a lot of, like, old boomer games, but that's pretty much all it is about. You know, as long as they're just like, hey, we want to have, like, a space and maybe we could do a little bit more character building for girl characters and maybe make them have some more realistic body standards in some cases. I think that's cool. There's places for both. You know, there's also places for unrealistic bodies with cleavage, by the way. You know, did we ever think of that one? Because I like that. Or wait, no, there's a place for realistic bodies with cleavage is what I meant to say. So, by the way, all the monkeys in Balloons TD6 are girls, except for the ones with mustaches. That's not. I think that's actually real. There's a lot of girl monkey, but you can't tell because they're monkeys. I don't know. I'm not really attracted to the monkeys. Like, I don't really get it. So, you know.
Support adult content creators. Yeah, me playing a badass chick killing monsters, that sets women back 1,000 years. But not the chick stuffing giant objects in her orifices. That's called empowerment.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
They got these chicks do. They will go on the obituary of a dead celebrity.
Samus? There you go.
Coolio is dead from fentanyl. And there's a woman in the mentions like, rip Coolio, Gangster's Paradise, my only now $2.99 today. And
That sounds pretty good. Wait, I gotta start browsing the obituaries on Instagram if that's what's in there, because you know, $2.99 is not a bad deal.
Honor of the cool one.
Okay. Is this like a... Okay. Is this their core video? She's looking kind of thick though. What's the core video here? I'm kind of liking this character. Not for nothing, dude. What's happening? No!
Being a sexist.
I was in the middle of the best part. Let's go back to it. Sorry. Where is it? Dove game trailer. Is it?
Well, that was an exercise in stupid. Well, that.
I want to watch the rest of it. Wait, does he finish it or does he just skip past it? It seems like he doesn't watch the rest of it. So let's watch the rest of it. Okay. I forgot I have it on increased speed. Okay. She's kind of hot though. They know I'm a sucker for armpits. Stop. I have to stop myself. I need to put a filter on. Okay. Of course she chose the one that looks more like food. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But it does kind of look like candy. That's the first thing I thought. I'm so fucking fat. Oh my god, looks like a mint or something. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding around, dude. This 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games. Okay. Well, how are you going to increase representation in Candy Crush? Because for some reason, girls like games like that. Balloon Blast or Toy Blast. We partner with Unreal Engine and Women's in Games to change this. Okay. What are you going to do? Is this a real game? Let's make beauty real. Okay. Is that a game or what did you do? What the hell? Okay, not even gonna say. What did you guys do? Did you guys make a game or something? Or is this just like you guys just jerking yourselves off? What is Dove actually doing? What is Dove doing with this campaign? What the fuck is it doing? Dove video game. What are they actually doing? I don't understand. Like, I think it's fine. Like, I don't care. Listen, here's the reality. That the article is just like, yo, check it out. Are they actually making a game? Dove is partnering with gaming industry allies to help level up. Wow, my grandma wrote this. Level up the virtual world. Together, we're increasing representation and diversity in gaming for women and girls, reaching them where they all are with their self-esteem and education. Self-esteem education. Gaming has become the #1 form of entertainment for teen girls in the U.S. 83% say they play video games in their spare time. 60% of them above the age of 10. The stress relief and brain stimulation from gaming can have therapeutic benefits, and women and girls are using gaming to make connections and build communities in a way that lets them express their true selves. But when it comes to the diverse representation of women and girls, the industry is falling short. New research from Dove, co-published with NGO Women in Games and the Center for Appearance Research, CAR. Wow. Okay, reveals that all these unrealistic beauty standards in the gaming industry make girl gamers feel misrepresented. Girls agree that lack of inclusivity in gaming is an issue. 74% of girls wish more female characters in games look like women in real life, while 60% of women feel misrepresented in gaming. Together, we could change this so that games young people play finally reflect the diversity of gamers. I mean, that's fine. I don't know what they're doing. For over 6 years, Dove has championed real beauty since 2004. Dove, blah, 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 become the largest self-esteem producer. Okay, by 2030, we will have helped 250,000 people, whatever. Dove is partnering with gaming industry. Okay. Global launch of Real Virtual Beauty, a series of communities challenging female representative. Okay, what does it do? Can you tell me what it does? Opportunity to showcase their work in the real view. Okay, so it looks like it's going to give people the ability to use the Unreal Engine to show some girls, I guess. Okay. They can customize their avatars and experience more realistic version of beauty. Okay, cool. I mean, like, listen, I don't care. Like, you could be like, oh, it's a little cringe. I think it's fine. I don't even think it's cringe. Me personally, it doesn't appeal to me. Unless they are 30 for it, then it might appeal to me. But outside of that, it seems fine. It's just like something that you don't resonate with. You know what I mean? So if you don't like it, like, that's cool. But it doesn't mean that yes, there could be better representation in games for more realistic bodies from women. That's it. That's cool. If you want to do that, spend your money and do that. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. I think that's pretty much it. There's not a toxic narrative. You know, I like boobs, so I don't. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. Okay.
That was an exercise in stupid. If they
Why?
made compression shapewear as effective as this woman's armor is, Elon Musk would be the world's second richest man overnight.
True, but I think the point so like that's true. That would be pretty cool to have that type of. That would probably hurt your body, but I think the point was to say, hey, this is what girls are expected to look like, but here's what we really look like. And she takes it off and she shows her true figure. That's it.
74% of girls feel underrepresented in games. Yeah, and 90% of men feel underrepresented in life. Cry me a river.
Why would that be Cry Me a River? If that's an actual true statistic, which it's not, but like you're making it up. But your point is just that men feel underappreciated and represented in society. That's a problem. Let's actually talk about that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of men who feel like kind of frustrated with the way the society's operating. And there's so many reasons for that. It's difficult to get a job now. The jobs don't pay as much now. Men tend to be the ones that are expected to, perform and get jobs. There's higher expectation on men. More people the majority of people, or there's disproportionately more women on welfare programs than men. You know, and there's like a lot going on. Like, let's talk about it. Like, what can we do to help men? Like, what are we going to do to help men? Here's some things we could empower the middle class because, you know, again, men are the ones that want to work. We could have these schools that don't constantly say you have to go to college or you're going to be a fucking failure. College isn't bad. You should go there with a purpose. If you know what you want to do with a job, that's great. If you don't know, 2 years in a community college is also a good idea to get those liberal arts bullshit out of the way. If you don't know, go to get a trade. Go be a welder. Go be a mechanic. Go be an HVAC tech. These are things that are going to be difficult to automate away. So you're going to have that job for a long time, I would imagine. Like, yeah, men are feeling feeling hit. Men, go to the doctor. I know that sounds crazy, but men are less likely to go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Get a therapist, which might be difficult because of healthcare. So let's talk about healthcare to get these young men to the therapist. Then there's some areas where you're going to put more work into yourself. The reality is that women are able to earn money now, and they're able to have higher standards. It's harder to get a relationship. You got to come to the table more than what some of these fucking manosphere guys do, which is just like, hey, I like to beat women. Like they look moderately attractive, but then 5 minutes with them, women don't want to be with them because they're going to get the fuck beat out of them. Just like, you know, that guy MLT, that high value man. You know, come to the table with a little bit more, but also we need some more empathy. Go take a shower. I'm not trying to be rude. Like, put yourself together, groom yourself better. You know, like I don't because my hair's not cut. You know, go to the gym is great advice. Look up 5x5 strong lifts. Wendler 531 is an amazing resource. Wendler 531 is an amazing resource if you want to go look at that to get into strength training at the gym. It's an incredible thing. There are so many different things, like, you know, bring a little bit more to the table. Try to be a little more empathetic. Always be aware of yourself. Always try to change for the better. You know, but still be strong in your values. Don't just change for no reason. There's a lot of things, like young men need help. This is a real thing. So, like, both of them are problems, no? I feel like you meant to use it as a dismissal tactic. Like, men have it harder. But, like, men do have it hard in some ways. And women have it hard in other ways. And, like, let's help men. Let's help young men. You know, and by the way, you're going to get rejected on Tinder a lot. It's just what's going to happen. Don't be afraid of rejection and don't be afraid of failure. That'll be really good advice to you. Yeah. So you're kind of, I don't really like that narrative. The attempt to dismiss some issues women are having by dismissing male issues. It's like, come on, man. No.
He's out of line. But he's right.
This campaign feels like a tax write-off, oddly in collaboration with Women in Gaming.
Maybe.
A Twitter account that has less reach than DSP posting his daily streaming schedule.
Funny.
Funds in store for today. This account was made in 2014 and has 0 engagement. Now that's what I call influence. Women in Gaming put out a press release, and it's a real page-turner, let me tell you.
Okay.
Global activism for women in gaming and esports. Shaping the future of games and creative industries.
What's wrong with that?
Global activism, yes. More of what we need. People that specialize in first world problems and needing donations. Since I genuinely don't feel like reading the fluff piece based on straw man arguments.
What is the strawman? Women in games reject gender discrimination, exploitation, bullying, and harassment of women in every form of setting. Support our work by making donation. Well, some of that's true. If somebody finds out you're a girl when you're playing an online game, you're done. you've just been systemically oppressed. You're going to get bullied relentlessly. Also, if you're black or Hispanic or anything that's not white. Let's just be real. Okay, I'm not going to say I was never part of the problem, specifically towards women, because, like, can you blame me? Come on. Just stop talking, you know? No, but all jokes aside, like, yeah, there's a level of truth that a lot of games historically, the women characters are pretty much, they just exist to be a reward for the male characters. They just are have big boobs. They're really just there for the male satisfaction. So, like, yeah, like, let's change that a little bit. Not everything. I think they'd still fine to have some games that are just kind of like, hey, look at those boobs. That's cool. But, like, I think there's also a space for some more stuff, too. Nothing wrong with that.
For non-Asian. The current generation of feminism in a nutshell. Am I right, guys?
I guess.
Imagine that!
Okay.
I hate this! I hate what you've done to us! I hate
that's
what
annoying.
you're doing to us!
I'll just take a clip from Bounding into Comics.
As per the Virtual Beauty official website, the campaign's efforts will include not just the above ad, but also exclusive Roblox games centered on a school for kids with superpowers that's under siege by a group of rogue students spreading negativity.
Doesn't that sound like the plot from My Hero Academia? Or am I crazy?
I don't know, but the recent season's been so cringe, let me tell you. It's like, oh my God. I like the first few seasons, but it's getting so cringe, man. It's getting so, I think season 4 is where it started really pissing me off in My Hero. Like 1, 2, and 3 were great. The filler is even like entertaining, and now it's just they drag out the episodes instead of doing like actual stuff.
Is Deku in it?
An online course designed to educate developers,
Deku.
creators, and artists about beauty and diversity in gaming.
How about we
Okay.
don't? You know, I like
Why
to have
not?
fantasies that fulfill my fantasies. If I want a dose of reality, I'll go on Twitter or I'll get on Tinder.
Yeah, right. So just don't engage with that. It's not saying we need to get rid of all the other stuff. You know, that's just saying let's create a space. I want fucking hot dogs and beans today. Oh, I can smell it outside, dude. I'm so fat.
Gamers want true-to-life diversity even in the fantasy realm of gaming.
Said no one ever.
Maybe. I guess it depends. If I'm looking at if I'm playing a VR porn game, then yeah, I do want some realism. I don't want to break the fourth wall.
But there's work to be done on female representation in video games. We need more characters that look like Lizzo.
Then they can sue you for not using them. Keep going. Let's make this 20 minutes.
Did they say Lizzo? Or I don't think they did.
Especially when it comes to the creation of avatars, explained the campaign of the training program.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
Featuring models developed
My
by a
brain's
partner
rotting.
with the Center of Appearance Research, CAR. God, there is more crap that people get paid for than a little bit. The Dove Self-Esteem Project, I'm not even reading the acronym, and industry experts. The course will help teach creators how to avoid unconscious bias
I boiled
according
hot
to the
dogs.
stage of the avatar creative development, giving female players the opportunity to redefine how they are represented across the gaming experience.
Okay.
Because in the 40-yard dash, you always see a fat chick, don't you? Right, Stu? Despite his size, DSP is quite nimble.
Oh, I don't
Have you
understand.
seen Wings versus Boogie?
I don't know. We got Thor from God of War that was like fat. That was cool. I think that's the point. Depending on the game, obviously, it would be unrealistic for, I don't know, for like a 500-pound person to be the fastest person in the world. That'd be kind of cool, though. Imagine they like rapidly burned through their fat. They got faster, but they also got weaker. Be interesting. The point is that like it's going to be proportionate. It would be silly to have a game where somebody was like 700 pounds and like they were, I don't know, again, like they ran fast, but like maybe somebody that's a little bit heavier, I don't know, doing Stardew Valleys or something. Who cares? Like,
Yeah, I want to play characters that look like that.
My God,
Yes.
Aloy from Horizon looks like Nick Ava goddamn Cotto. And
Okay.
women in gaming are like, there's more work to be done. Yes, female
Okay.
superheroes and villains from comic books now look like Twitter activists. And you people still
Okay.
aren't happy. But then again, if they were fine with the way the
Okay.
world was, who would give them money for being victims of the
guess.
evil patriarchal boogeyman that enjoys fantasy women? God forbid a young man.
Well, I don't like the victim complex in general. Like, there's things to acknowledge. Like, hey, this exists. Let's acknowledge it. But like victimizing yourself over that is totally different, right? So those are two different issues, right? So like for a fat person because I'm fat, it's like, oh man, it's difficult. It could be difficult to lose weight because food is an addictive substance. People will stress eat the as like a coping mechanism, or they'll eat as like a congratulations. It gives them too much joy. There can be food deserts. There's a lot of addictive substances in foods. Sugar is incredibly addictive. Preservatives are really bad for you. Constant advertisement. Acknowledging that could help somebody understand why they're struggling to lose weight or struggling to keep on pace as a way to not break down their mental health, right? Because it's nice to know when you fail that it's not something that's exclusively your fault, right? It's nice to know, like, okay, But then saying that I could never lose any weight because of all these things, that's childish victim behavior, right? And so you kind of have to have a nuanced take there. But overall, I don't see an issue in this having a little more inclusion. It's not that big of a deal. I might not watch it, but that's it.
Enjoys an attractive woman. Of course, a tweet got ratioed to hell and
By the way, realistic games are desired. There's literally a fucking farming simulator and train simulators that do really well. So
back. I ratioed them without even trying. That's when you know you've taken the L, as the kids say.
I guess. I mean, you having more, your perspective having more views doesn't make it a better perspective. That's kind of a weird way to go. Because then all liberals get to win for canceling everybody on the fucking internet over every dumb shit. That means the City by Karen is racist because Twitter ratioed her and got more views, even though she's not racist and she just having a bad day. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. You have to be consistent with this argument. Just because you have more views doesn't make you more right.
How do you do?
Hey, Steve Buscemi.
Don't like it, don't play it. Or stop bitching and make your own game.
Yeah, that's great advice.
How dare you, George? That requires work.
You mean attractive women.
Wait, what are you talking about? George? What?
Stop bitching and make your own game.
How dare you, George?
I don't understand, because this is what I'm saying to you. This is a dunk on yourself if you are saying that's what they're saying. They're like making their own kind of gaming space and advocating for stuff like this and really saying, hey, there's a market for games that show more realistic bodies. This isn't like an own against them. It's a little bit of an own against you, no?
That requires work.
You mean attractive women.
That's what they're doing.
Those oppressive, skinny
I
queens
guess.
make me sick.
I mean, I think that this girl's attractive. I'm fat, but I mean, I'm banging on it.
As a female gamer myself, it seems you want us to play as unattractive, dumpy-looking female characters. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Like, I think that that this character should absolutely exist. Absolutely. Look at those thick thighs, for sure. There's interesting filters on TikTok that will show the... Anyway. No, keep these. Keep this. I like that. Also, more of this, too. I like that. Imagine they made... Like, that's it. That's all it is. You know, that's what it is. It's like, with all of their space for both of them. There's more. There needs to be more space for this person because they're larger. I'm just fucking around. But no, like, have some space for everything. If people will buy it, make it. You know what I mean?
You're canceled. The infantilization of the audience is so pathetic.
Why is it infant? Why? How is it doing that?
Feminists. That skimpy body armor is unrealistic and impractical.
True.
Also feminist. It's okay for disabled women to be portrayed as a soldier in World War II. Games don't have to be realistic.
I'm so confused. I don't really understand why these two are the same. Bro, if you look at like a lot of games, female armor will just be fucking like titty, like just like barely covering their titties. Like, yeah, maybe don't make the armor super skimpy. Maybe sometimes you do. I also have no idea what the second thing you're talking about is, but okay, I don't know.
I love the tagged account they are teaming up with is a blank account.
Okay.
This is why soap brands shouldn't get involved in video game work.
Why?
Being fit and athletic does not equal overly sexualized. And you know
I guess.
what? Treating it like it is just body shaming in the other direction.
No, it's not. Unless you're saying that it's bad that they have that type of representation too. It's not body shaming. If they were like, ew, gross, stop having sexy women in games, that's horrible. That's body shaming, right? But if they're like, hey, can we also have some of these girls in here too? That's just advocation, right? They're not trying to break down the other side. They're just trying to bolster their own side. That's how activism is supposed to work. And so far, it seems like they've done that successfully. This is just like literally jumping through mental gymnastics, trying to justify why we shouldn't let somebody make a game with a fat girl protagonist. Like, who cares? Who gives a shit?
We can have chubbier girls represented in media, of
Sure.
course, but for the love of God, stop treating fit girls like they're wrong for being fit and sexy.
Nobody did that. They didn't say that at all. Nobody said fit girls are wrong for being fit and sexy. They said, like, hey, let's have a little more realistic representation. So.
And of course,
okay.
Ooh, woo, gamer boys rise up.
Cool.
Okay, did anyone else realize that Dove's parent company also owns Ben & Jerry's ice cream? I'm sure
Okay.
they've contributed to the obesity problem in America 10,000-fold.
Probably, for sure. Yeah.
But hey, female characters are too attractive in games.
No, I agree with that too. I think that like but what's your, do you care about that or no? Because like, yeah, let's talk about a sugar tax or something. Sure.
And that's the real issue. Body positivity. Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain.
Okay.
They need characters to look like your local unhinged chubby chick looking for a poly relationship on...
This is so stupid, but that was a little funny.
for the world to be a better place.
Okay.
Then, and only then, will we defeat global warming. Dove also owns Axe Body Spray, and their commercials used to be what some would see as problematic now.
I guess.
These companies really don't care. Everything.
Well, two things. One, I don't think that that's really problematic. But two, even if they see as problematic now, that would just be them changing for the better, which I wouldn't say in this scenario, but I don't see how that's a point.
Is performative according to the times and the cultural zeitgeist in which we live.
Okay.
Well, that's all I've got.
Axe Body Spray. It's not a shower. Please stop thinking it is. Boom.
For today. Go away now. What's that, Stu?
Okay. Yeah, man, I don't really get the obsession with like being a contrarian to everything that makes you slightly uncomfortable. At the end of the day, they're just saying, let's add some more inclusivity in gaming. If you don't like it, just don't buy it. Like, I think that's totally cool. You don't have to like it. There's no active campaign to get rid of sexy women in video games. I like to jerk off to Final Fantasy X X2 as well. Pain, Lulu, not Yuna though. But also, you know, I think it's fine to have more representation in video games, and that's cool. And that's life, and that's all they're trying to do. It doesn't seem like a big deal. Look, like I just don't see why you're upset about it. So, cool beans. I don't think I need to watch this one.